Barry, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Ah,
Hey, you did well, man. That was impressive.
man, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I had a good time though. It was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
you did extremely well. Like I said, it was literally you probably would have won 2 round. Well, let me rephrase that. You probably would have ended up just by like a couple of words in 2 rounds.
Yeah.
You probably would have ended up winning by 4.
It's
And then
so easy just to slip
it's just a
one word,
little, you
right?
know,
Like one mistake and it
one
just,
little, yeah.
man, foot in the mouth, man, foot in the
Yeah.
mouth. It was good. Let's see who's here. Jason C, what's going on, man? Thanks. Congratulations on a tremendous tech fight with Scott Peachy. Thanks. I just didn't
Oh,
want to get, I've been saying this for days. It was my first one. I didn't know what to expect. I just didn't want to get destroyed.
yeah, and my whole thing, I don't know if I don't think I accomplished it, but I just didn't want to Jeff or Digital Slang to think I was being biased, So I was
Nah,
like,
nah. When I was talking about that with you during the week, I was just messing with you.
all right.
Definitely. I didn't think in any way that you would be biased. Chris, what's going on, man? Thank you for the good battling slang. It could have went either way. Yeah, so close, man. 1 point. Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Alan Osborne, how are you? Thanks for coming through. Wesley, how are you? Thanks for coming through. Man, my day has been consumed by this tech fight. All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you probably been looking at the questions and
Taking notes. I had talked
and
to
then
Scott.
it probably didn't help when he sent a message like it might not happen, right?
No, it threw me all off.
Yes, yep,
It
exactly.
threw me all off. I'm like, I've been studying for hours now.
Yeah.
And this is the problem, right? Like I mentioned earlier at the end there, you kind of overthink it sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Like
Yep.
Juan was talking about, like, just yes. Just say yes.
Yes or no. Yep. Yes or
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Yep.
And keep it simple, right? But we sit
Yep.
here and I'm thinking, and especially because I had Scott on the stream last night, and he was telling me that he had 8 pages of spreadsheets with notes already.
Oh,
And
wow.
so now I'm thinking, damn, man, I got like a page here and that's it. So I felt like I had to, for like 4 hours today, I was working on it. It's crazy.
Yeah. You did well. Like I said, it was just a couple things here and there, and you win that easy.
So close.
And that's not to put Peachy down. I thought he did a great job. It was just some of his arguments. He got saved because you added a couple of things, and he was able to. That was it.
Next time, I got to keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Robotic, how are you, man? Loose Gal, how you doing, bro? Impressive battle tonight. Congrats. Thanks. Juan, just popping in for a second to drop a thumbs up. Great showing during the stream. Have a great night. You too, Juan. Thank you. Happy Easter. Enjoy. And thank you for all of the comments and the advice. I appreciate it. Robotic, can I get a link to the fight? The fight's over. It's over.
Oh, I guess he wants to see a replay.
Yeah. Tech King Mike should be joining us here in a few as well.
Yeah. He can drop it.
Yeah, I did send him the link. So as soon as he gets in, we'll have him drop the link in the comments. Man, definitely a good time. Again, I didn't know what to expect. I'm glad I did it because now the fear of doing it is over.
Yeah. And you kind of got a good education of what not to do,
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Michael Pepper Tech. It's hard not to talk too much. Sometimes you win by saying, yeah. And you think you got to keep going. And that's what I tried to do at that one point where we were in the battle and I stopped talking at the end of the battle and just
you did a good job. Because if you remember the first round, like when you, or the question where you were like, and Apple doesn't do any of that stuff when it comes to security. It was just like, he was like, you saved me. Like he like got so excited. What do you, and it was like,
Yep.
So
it's tough, man. It's tough.
It's tough
to control yourself.
And you got a lot of people, they're chirping in the chat,
What I did though, I actually blocked out the chat.
Smart. Yeah, block it out.
I literally have my notes over the chat, so I couldn't see any of it because we talked about this last night. Like, if you look at the chat, you might be swayed by a comment in the chat.
You can. Exactly.
Yes. And I didn't want that to happen. I felt like I had good points. Whether I presented the points in the way I wanted to was a whole different question, but I didn't want to be swayed by anything in the comment section.
Yeah. Like, I'll give you an example. There's one person that put in the chat, Peachy is on the way. I told you, Peachy, 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 Peachy. And right when it was over, BS Slang won. It's like, wait a second. You've been saying like the last 40 minutes that Peachy's winning this thing.
Yeah. I had to stay away from the comments.
Yep.
Yeah. Scott is good at baiting you, especially when he's talked too much. He gets you to talk more and fall. Yeah. And he did a couple times.
Yeah.
A couple times I kept talking just to try and overtalk him so you couldn't hear what he was saying.
Yeah, because he kept, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a whole strategy behind it. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
It was good. Like I said, you really can pat yourself on the back, because it was like, I thought you were walking away with it. I was like, wait a second, Scott's about to lose this thing.
Yeah, man. That's so close. 1 point, man. One point. I was worried after the first question because I was down 3-0 after the first question.
Yeah. And then you came back. I was like, wow, okay.
I was like, oh man. I was like, this is what I don't want, right?
Yeah.
This is what I don't want.
Yeah.
Luckily, it worked out a little better. I feel there shouldn't have been any
exactly.
because isn't that what Peachy does for? Yeah, it is what he does. And we talked about this yesterday. I told him, like, that's the question I'm worried about, because this is what you do for a living. But it is what it is, man. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And that's all I really cared about, was have a good showing and enjoy it. And that's what happened. So what's up with you, Barry? What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. Today was, I had my live stream today, but I was doing the same thing, kind of what do I do as a judge? And I come from sort of like Peachy does data and security.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure I come from a normal techie standpoint. Like, to give you an example, Sneed knows this, but I do kind of what he does, on his channel. That's the industry that I'm in.
Gotcha.
So my best friend, he's an R&D engineer, who develops SOCs, right? So
is that who does the stream with you?
No, that's not who did. It's just my best friend. He's not even a YouTuber. So my company sells test equipment to, the Motorola's, the Qualcomms, those type of companies. So I have to separate when I'm doing this judging, like, okay, I have all this background. I'm not going to pick them apart on.
Yeah, because you could easily do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was actually disappointed. I missed your stream today because I remember I was taking notes and doing all the stuff, getting ready.
No, you need to do that. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Like the one thing I always say, and that's the reason why I'm always lurking. Usually when you have your stream, that's my day to kind of rest. So by the time so you might see me pop my head up, but I've got it on. But like I said, you have a lot of your own stuff, a lot of videos. So when you go to the smaller channels, I tip my hat, because I know how busy you have to be.
Oh man, I just enjoy, like, how good is the community, right?
Oh, the community is unbelievable.
That's what makes it fun.
Exactly.
It all started with a passion for tech, right? That's why we all started.
Right. Yeah.
But then you get into it, and there's a lot of work involved, but then you start meeting everybody in the community.
Yeah.
And it just makes it that much better.
Exactly. Yep.
Michael says, Barry could relate to the statement, a great defense is a better offense. You don't have to push, just block.
Yeah. And I think you figured that out. After the first couple of rounds, you got to where it's like, okay.
Yeah, it did take a minute to get.
But if you would have started from jump, you would have won the fight.
Yeah.
You see what
I wasn't comfortable at first.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. I just wasn't comfortable. I didn't know what to expect. First time doing it, and I definitely wasn't comfortable. But once the butterflies go away.
Exactly. So can I just address what Jason C wrote?
Yeah, let's see.
So Jason, that is a good joke. Sneed knows this. Sneed is my guy. What he is doing for the community, as someone that doesn't work in the industry, is phenomenal. I can't give him enough praise, and that's my guy. He knows I have nothing but 100% support. You'll never see me fight Sneed on anything. I love the dude. So
trying to get Scott to come in here too.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool if Scott can.
Though.
But yeah, man, I hats off to you. You kind of surprised me. I was like, okay, this is looking bad at first too. Whoa.
Yeah, the first round, I was like, damn, man, down 3-0 that quick.
Yep. And then it was like you turned it around. I was like,
Some of the questions I liked and was ready for, I just happened to be on the wrong side of the question I wanted to be on. And like that Mulligan question, that question.
yeah. Well, that question was a baiting question.
Yeah.
That was that kind of got almost like the schoolyard type of, my car is better than your car, something like that. You know what I'm saying? My toy is better than your toy. So I could see where you did that.
Tech 2 Real says, I just think the judges dove way too deep into the analytics of the question. You have to pick and choose your answers and only have a short period of time.
Yes, I know what he's saying. It's tough. We are picking apart, trying to find small details in someone that might have spoke for 30 seconds. So I know where he's coming from.
If it's close, though, you have to do that, right?
Correct.
If there's a close argument across the board, you kind of have to go in and be picky about it to choose a winner.
Yeah. It would be like you and El Jefe do a review on some phones as opposed to someone that doesn't do it, right?
Yeah,
it's easy, but then if we're looking at both of you, we can pick this apart. Like if you're saying similar things, right?
Yeah, you gotta pick it apart. You got to go into the details sometimes, and I understand that. I don't have any problem with how the judges judged anything. I wish they would have picked one more question on my side. The point, but it's all good. Robotic, I'm waiting for the link because sadly I couldn't make it. Tech King Mike will be joining us shortly. I'll have him drop the link as soon as he gets here. El Jefe, speaking of it,
that's right. Okay.
What's up, Jeff? How are you?
Yeah, Jeff, what's going on?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it back just to see like how many times I put my foot in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta watch it back and learn because I want to do it again. Is Mike gonna keep doing it?
I think so. I think well, it's gonna be so if you liked it, if you're a part of the tech fight and you liked it, give him feedback. I really liked it this week. And I think if he has like competitors such as yourself on there, I think he wouldn't have a problem.
Man, I hope he continues. I would like to judge again and definitely be on it again. Saltine wants to know how it's going with your 3D printer. So I bought a 3D printer and I have not had time to even mess with it. No time for it, Saul, unfortunately. Jeff says, Jeff, got to watch that game tape. Yeah, I lost by a point, man. 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
It was close. It was fun. A little stressful, but definitely fun. What you doing for Easter, Barry?
I'm actually doing yard work tomorrow other than church. So I have nothing planned. All my kids are older. So this used to be a day that we plan, Easter egg hunts and all that stuff, get dressed, and 2 are out of the house and this is last year. So
Nice, relaxing day, huh?
Yes. How about you?
I'm not doing much, man. My family lives pretty far away. And so I'm not really doing anything. I'm probably just going to sit home. I'll make some food to eat and make some videos.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made a video in a few days because of this tech fight. So
yeah,
I need to do that. Tech to Real says, and I'm speaking from a point of reference. I walked into the Battle Royal and came in second overall, so I know how it goes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gwendolyn G, how are you? Thanks for coming through. Tim Windsor, what's up, man? How are you? Blue Scowl, yeah, buddy. Yard work tomorrow. So another guy doing yard work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not doing much. I don't even know what I'm going to eat. I'm so behind with videos, Barry.
Oh, I know you are. This took a lot out of you.
Yeah, so behind, especially competing against who I was competing against, because I knew he's gonna do everything he can to put me down.
Mm-hmm.
Paper Plate fan, how are you? Thanks for coming through. Yeah, so quick stream tonight. We're not going to stay on for too long. We will wait for Tech King Mike to come through and talk about moving forward with tech fights, because I do want to know what he's going to do moving forward. I hope this is just the start of a new season and he does keep it going.
That'll be cool.
What's your next video?
For me, so I'm doing a Raspberry Pi series right now, but I think my next video is going to be cam link versus the cheap HDMI
Okay.
cards. A lot of the videos I saw when I was trying to make the decision didn't have like there's oh yeah, it looks good. Oh, so colors are off. And like when I got the cam link, it wasn't just color, it was completely different. Like you could see jaggies and like cabling and stuff like that that you couldn't see in the cam link. So I was like, I might as well throw it out there and do better comparisons. The way I found out that there was a real difference was just from watching Ben streams, and because he has a lot of the old cheaper cards.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was, hey, I've just replaced this one. Check out this camera, and I'm like, wait a second, I see a difference here.
That's so interesting. I'm using the cam link right now.
Yeah.
And I have this one right here as a backup. This is just, the 1080p one. So I haven't used this yet. So I want to know if there's a big difference.
Yeah, there to me there's a difference, but the one thing I can tell you, the cam link, so I use OBS with mine. The cam link will go to sleep and you have to kind of toggle it. The one cool thing about these, $8 to $18,
yeah, they
run 24/7. Like you don't have to toggle them on and off. Like they're just like, so I use these like for my work streams, like because I'm on camera pretty much all day for work.
So I bought the cam link specifically for Ecamm because most of the time I'm using Ecamm so I can stream in 4K. Yeah. But on here, I mean, this would work fine, I would guess, right?
Yeah, it would work fine.
StreamYard's
exactly. 1080p. Exactly, it works fine. But I do notice a difference in quality between the cam link and even that card that you have.
You can't beat the price for this though.
No, dude. I bought a whole bunch. Like some of mine are 18, but when they went to $8 on one day, I was like, I'm gonna get 2 or 3 of these.
It's definitely worth it as a backup because I know the cam links do fail.
They do fail.
Yeah. So that's exactly why I got this, for a backup.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to question. I want to address the comments real quick, but I got a question about Raspberry Pi for you.
Okay.
Paper Plate, what's going on? Grab X, how are you, man? Thanks for coming through. Tim Windsor, smack them thumbs up, people. Michael Pepper says, Digital Slang, you're getting hands on the BeoPlay HX. I don't think I am, actually. Tim, make sure to like and share. L in the chat, what up? Paper Plate, OBS, man, I need to learn how to use that thing. Yeah, I don't use OBS. It's just, I actually prefer Ecamm over StreamYard. I think there's
a lot of people do. Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more to customize in Ecamm compared to StreamYard. StreamYard is much easier, drag and drop pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But I do prefer Ecamm, definitely. Yeah, El Jefe knows the $10 video cards. That's right. Exactly. He said he got 3 spares of them. They're so good.
Yep.
And what's the cam link is what? $100?
$100. Yeah. Oh yeah. So like if I'm going to do recording with OBS, I'm going to use the cam link. I wouldn't do it with the other. I would either do direct camera recording but you have a choice with the cam link.
Well, you said you're running a Canon, right?
So no, I am like you. I'm all Sony. So I've got a Sony a6400 and there's a 6000 back here as my top down.
Now, didn't Sony just implement? Can't we just plug and play with the camera now?
You can. So they do have like on the a6400 and all that. There's a USB thing. I still like the quality of the cam link.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever. I tried to mess with that, but then I just stopped because I had the cam link. What's the point?
Exactly. The cam link's gonna be higher quality. We already purchased it. So
Marcus says, I came here to support. I appreciate the support, man. El Jefe says Ecamm is Mac only, right? It is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's going to change. I would expect that to change though in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Ecamm is actually cheaper. I got Ecamm on what was it? Black Friday. I purchased Ecamm on Black Friday and it was cheaper. The yearly subscription was cheaper for Ecamm because it's in 4K than the 1080p StreamYard version. So I got it for like $14 a month on Black Friday. But if you pay it all at once, it's even cheaper. Marcus says Sony. Yeah, Sony's the way to go, man. We were talking earlier, Barry, about the A7S III.
Oh, okay, you market. Yeah.
That's the goal. The goal for me one day is the A7S III, but not till it comes down in price to like
I feel you.
I mean, it's got to come down in price to like the price of the A6600 or something.
Yeah, it would help me. I'm cool where I'm at, but yeah, I know like I would like to have look a little more blurred back there and depth, and still be to use this, a 16 mm lens there. So
Is that what you're using, the Sigma 16?
Sigma 16, yeah. So I don't quite have the space in front of me. The Sigma 30 looks better, but I don't quite have the space in front of me to pull it off.
So you got the 16. It's basically the 16 is right here, isn't it?
Right here, yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
That's how it is with you, or
this is actually the 30.
Oh, it's the 30. So you have it. Yeah, you have it further.
Yeah, it's a couple feet back. Like I can't reach it. It's probably a good 4 or 5 feet away from me.
Yep.
I have the 16 literally like right next to me too, and I go back and forth. But I do like how the 30 looks a little better.
Oh yeah, it's the 30 is good.
Michael Pepper says Ecamm said they aren't planning on expanding to Windows or Linux as of a week ago, probably because of too many hardware variations. It's interesting.
That's a.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I'm all.
They might be comfortable. They might be comfortable just having Mac users use it.
I'm sure they do very well. Just using that. Marcus says I need a Linux user-friendly laptop to escape the Google Matrix. Sigma 16 all day. That's what El Jefe. Sigma's, man, that Sigma trio is amazing.
That Sigma trio is unbelievable.
Yeah. El Jefe, though, you got that new space, though. That new space looks good, man.
It does look good. Yep.
And your audio quality. You're using it. I think he's using the MV7, isn't he?
I think he did. Yeah, he switched over to the MV7. Unless he changed it, but he definitely switched over to the MV7.
It's such a good mic. I have it right. It's right there next to Grogu, the MV7. Okay. And that was going to be my main mic. I only switched because Dobo sold this one. He sold this mic for $200.
Oh yeah, you had to take it.
Yeah, I didn't want it, but for $200, I had to jump.
$200, you had to take it. Yeah.
Marcus says Google's nice, but Sam, my third eye hurt.
Google's nice, but Sam, my third eye hurt.
Yeah, he said, "Yep, the MV7." Yeah. So, tell me more about Raspberry Pi, because I actually am getting parts in now. I've been a Mac user my whole life.
Okay.
My whole life, because in my industry, right, I make t-shirts. So in my industry, it's all iMacs, mostly for graphic design and things like that. So I'm used to using an iMac and I love them, but I am getting parts in now to build my own PC.
Okay.
And PC confuses the hell out of me.
Okay.
So explain Raspberry Pi to me, because I've been seeing it more and more.
Yeah. So not to be confused with PCs, right? So like you're getting parts like a Ryzen or whatever. That's a specific chipset. So Raspberry Pis use an ARM-based CPU or system on a chip. They're lower power, but the cool thing about them is they, have RAM. So like the Raspberry Pi that I have has 8 gigs of RAM on it. It's got a quad-core processor. So it could replace like a low-end laptop or low-end desktop, and you can get it for $75.
That's crazy.
You could get a 2 gig one for $35, and you can run like people in the chat are talking about Linux. You can put all types of versions of Linux on it, so you can have a full desktop. You can say, "Oh, I want to build a file server," because I do a lot of videos for YouTube or something like that. So you could use a Raspberry Pi with a file server type OS on it and have it connected to hard drives. It's great for retro gaming. There's limitless potential, and it also has like a board on there, Jeff, that is voltage controlled. So you can actually say, "All right, I want to send pin 17 3.3 volts to like turn on switches and stuff like that." So it's almost limitless what you can do with projects with the Raspberry Pi for a cheap price.
I like what you said about using it as a server for your videos or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to set up one as a file server, but a lot of people use them as media centers. And so you can just go on for days. So I'm not going to put myself in a niche, but I'm so happy with this Raspberry Pi. And I've actually helped a couple of YouTubers that like they run a version of Linux and they were looking for a low performance thing that they could have all night to do a 24/7 music channel. And they're like, I could just use a Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on that stuff.
It's so interesting to me. I have so much to learn when it comes to that side of tech.
Yeah.
And that's why I try and catch your streams. That's why I said earlier I was disappointed I missed your stream, because I'm learning a lot just by watching your stream. A lot of it goes over my head because I don't understand it. But the only way I'm going to learn is to just listen.
Yeah.
Techo, how's it going? Good, man. I'm good. How are you? GrabX, build your own PC. What? Yeah, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to expand my.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't know how it's going to go because I'm clueless when it comes to doing it, but I'm trying it. GrabX, RPi has advanced so much in the past few years. It's crazy what you can do now. Yeah, and Grab, we talked on Twitter about building a PC. Paper Plate fan, smart home control retro games. And I would use it for the gaming. If I could buy something that cheap and use it to play some retro games.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Bionic Scoop used to sell them.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, he used to sell them like in his earlier days with games and all that stuff. So he has a system with like 1,000 games on it.
Wow. Michael Pepper says that keyboard with the RP4 integrated into it is sweet looking. Lou says, yeah. I had a Raspberry Pi for all the original console types. So I can put any kind of old retro games on there.
Nintendo. Yeah, pretty much. Like so it doesn't quite have the power. Like you'll see choppiness. Like once you start to get like N64 level or what have you, like as you start to go, but like all the old Nintendos, Genesis and Super Nintendo.
That's what I want.
Arcade games, the old arcade game.
Yeah.
Runs them no problem.
Man.
Yeah.
Paper Play says, need to toss that link in the chat for the ones not subbed. Yeah, I don't know where Tech King Mike is. Hopefully he'll come in soon. Michael says, I like the idea that you can swap out the micro SD to change distros as well.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the one cool thing. I'll just say this. So I've got a Raspberry Pi in a case right here. And I was kind of pointing that SD card. So you can have all types. You could have a gaming system, you could have a server and all that stuff and just swap and it boots right up to what you need it to be.
So there's always something else to learn, isn't there?
It is, yeah.
Tekken wants to know if Stadia is any good. I've never played Stadia. I don't own it. Have you owned it or played it?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got 2 free versions of Stadia. It's good. The thing, if you have a low ping, like if your ping is less than 20 milliseconds, pretty much every game, even Cyberpunk, runs smooth if you have a decent upload and download speed. So it depends on the ping. The only game that I think people have reported issues with is like NBA 2K. But outside of that, everything else, like put it this way, when older consoles like the PS4 and the Xbox One were having issues with Cyberpunk, there's pretty much no issues with Stadia.
There's a bunch of videos on YouTube about people playing Cyberpunk on Stadia, and it did look really smooth. And you're right, all the other consoles were having problems with it. GravX, yes sir. Shoot me a DM. Yeah, I might be hitting you up. Absolutely. Or now I'm gonna hit up Barry too. Marcus says Linux will break the matrix. Paper Plate. Also, everyone be sure to smack them thumbs up. Yeah, hit them thumbs up, guys. We are just coming from Saturday Night Tech Fights on Tech King Mike's channel. It was a lot of fun. Barry was one of the judges who didn't vote for me as much as I would have liked. But it's all good. Bro, all NES, SNES, SNES, and Segas, all of them. Man, I used to have, my first console was the Atari.
Yeah.
We're going way back.
And the Atari 2600, not Pong.
Yeah, the 2600.
Yeah, same with me. Yeah.
And then it went to Intellivision.
I didn't have Intellivision, but one of my best friends had Intellivision. So
Intellivision was fun. I couldn't get ColecoVision because it was ColecoVision. Did you see that was out of my price range? I couldn't get a ColecoVision. Yeah. And then it went to, I believe, Nintendo 64. Was Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo first?
Super Nintendo.
So then it went to Super Nintendo, and then Sega came out with the Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast. Which, by the way, I still have my Dreamcast here.
Oh yeah, the Dreamcast was nice.
Yeah. Teckle says, have anyone on the cast gotten their hands on a PS5? Not me. You got a PS5, Barry?
No, I'm an Xbox guy. Usually I get, so this is how it works for me. My son will want an Xbox. I get him Xbox, and then 6 or so months later, he gets a PS5 or, whatever the PlayStation is. So
I'm the same way. I have the Series X,
Mhm.
and I tried to get a PS5 when it was first announced, but I was never been able to get it. So I'm kind of over it at this point.
Mhm.
And the only reason I would buy a PS5 is to play God of War. Gravx says, I'm almost done with my Mass Effect build. Super pumped to get it launched. That's awesome.
Yeah, I told him to shoot me a pic. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Barry, can you shoot me a pic if you want to see? Yeah, definitely. Jason C says, I still have an Atari 2600. That's awesome.
Wow. I've got a Nintendo and I've got a Genesis. I pretty much have all the systems, but I don't have my 2600 anymore.
ColecoVision
Yes.
back in the
Yes.
day was
Oh man,
amazing.
it was good. I love
It,
ColecoVision.
it was so far ahead of its time.
Oh, it was. It
Yeah.
was, man.
I-
It was like the first console where you played an arcade and you could see like, oh, that kind of looks like the arcade. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm playing the arcade at home.
Yeah, that was the peak of gaming at that time period, the ColecoVision. And I used to go to, my family had like friends that had a ColecoVision. And I used to get so excited just to go over there, just to watch and play ColecoVision. Marcus says, iced out Raspberry Pi around my neck, feeling
Oh,
power.
that's hilarious. Oh yeah, I remember Neo Geo. Now I couldn't afford Neo Geo, but I have all the Neo Geo games. I played it through emulator, so
And Neo Geo back then was like $300, or it might have been like $600 back
I think
then.
it was $600. Yeah, and the games were like $100.
Yeah, Neo Geo definitely out of my price range. If ColecoVision was out of my price range, Neo Geo was insane. I've never tried Neo Geo. I would like to try it still.
Oh, Neo Geo was good. They had some good games.
Need to learn how to build PC. You and me both, Marcus. You and me both. God of War is the GOAT. I agree. I actually bought the PS4 only to play just for God of War. And then I sold it. Right after I was done with it, I sold the PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're showing your age. We all are showing our age.
Oh yeah, I'm showing mine.
Neo Geo, man. Marcus says, pole position got me all my sister's friends.
Oh, that's funny.
It was a very short-lived idea. Yeah, Neo Geo was. It didn't last for too long. GrabX says, my unicorn console was always the Atari Jaguar and that damn Alien vs. Predator game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Jaguar is one that I never really remember. I always forget about it. I didn't own it. So I
didn't own it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped that one. I know people that bought it when it was like, going out of business sale, but I never picked it up.
Yeah, I don't even know much about it. Tech wants to know if this is a full-time job for you. Definitely not a full-time job for me.
Yep, not for me either.
Yeah, it takes a lot to go full-time on YouTube, and I'm nowhere near that level. Anyone ever play Thayer's Quest on Laserdisc? I haven't.
I never did. I played some DVD-based games. Like I played Dragon's Lair when it made it to DVD and stuff like that, but not.
Dragon's Lair was amazing.
It was. Yeah, that was a great game.
It was very difficult, but it was amazing. My first game and my first computer ever was, you remember a Tandy 1000?
Oh yeah.
I had a Tandy 1000 with a floppy disk, and I used to play a game called Rogue, and I don't know if you know what Rogue was.
I don't know Rogue.
It was basically a dot-based game where you were basically a warrior, and you're going around all these circles, and you're fighting trolls and centaurs, and it's all, everything was just a letter.
Okay. Yeah,
It was awesome. I would play that game for hours. Paper Plate was arcade, but also a home version with a laser disc. Atari Jaguar was like Dreamcast. Dreamcast was awesome because you can burn Dreamcast games. Yes. I had a guy in Florida when I lived in Florida who would burn Dreamcast games for $5, and he'd sell them for $5 a piece. Sep says, y'all all with that Atari talk. I had the Sega Genesis with the Sonic 2 game included. You're showing your age too with the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jeff is a full-time beast, if anything. Oh, that's you, brother. That's you, Jeff. By the way, check out, if you don't know El Jefe Reviews, check out his channel.
Yeah.
Amazing content. He dropped a new video today, actually. Check it out. Tego says, how is the Series X for movies? I don't really know. I haven't watched any movies on the Series X. Sep. Oh, here's a good one. Altered Beast. Remember that game?
I remember, yeah. I liked it better in the arcade. So Septian, like on the Genesis, I kind of skipped it. I would play in the arcade more, but I had it for the Genesis.
So now Paper Plate's talking about the game similar to Dragon's Lair. And there was a game very similar to Dragon's Lair.
Space Ace.
Yep. Yeah, it was basically the same guy.
It was basically the same guy. He was just smaller and he was in space. Yeah.
Those games were difficult because it was all about timing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all about timing. Yeah, you had to make this, left, right, up, down, or jump at a certain time. Gravak
sent you some pics.
Yep, I saw them there. Yeah, very nice.
The Tandy, the Tandy 1000. I bought the Tandy 1000. This was so funny back in the day. I must have been like 16 years old, and I was so excited to buy a computer. I bought it from a guy who lived down the road from me, one of my friends, and I think I paid $200 for it back then. And I bought the Tandy 1000, the printer, and the desk that they had there, and I put it downstairs, in the house I grew up in, and I felt I felt like such a professional back then at the age of 16 because I had a cheap computer. I think Apex Legends or Batman Arkham Knight I overplayed.
I played Batman like crazy.
Batman Arkham
Asylum, all those.
Yeah, they're good games, man. They're really good games. Graphics are amazing on those. Dreamcast, the memory cards had digital pets. That's right. Dreamcast had a boot disc as well. You had to throw the boot disc in it, turn it on, let the boot disc run, pop that out, and then throw in the burn game. Mm-hmm. PlayStation 1 and 2. Yeah, the PlayStation 1 and 2 are classics, man. They'll always be good. And this is where we get into Nintendo. They had Duck Hunt with the guns. They had, remember that robot with Nintendo?
Oh, yeah, robot. Oh, what was his name? Was he Robbie? But yeah, they had that. Yeah, they had the gun. They had that.
My cousin had Nintendo with Duck Hunt and the red gun. Yeah, Commando.
I've got I don't think it's in here, but I've got the gun still, and I've got Duck Hunt.
You've got the Nintendo gun still?
Still have it, yeah. And I've got a TV that it works with. I've got an old CRT that I keep around. So
that's crazy. Commodore 64, I never had. I never tried that.
Yeah, some of my friends had that. I was an Apple guy early on, so I had an Apple IIc when they had Commodores.
That's crazy. Yeah. Going back, man, it's always fun to reminisce a little bit, to remember where we came from. Mm-hmm. Grav wants to know, y'all remember those damn Tamagotchis?
Tamagotchis. So I remember them because of my kids, but not from. I didn't get those.
I didn't have them either. Michael Pepper says Atari and Intellivision were awesome. I remember the airplane game and Tanks.
Tanks, yes.
Yeah, Tanks was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to love the football game on Intellivision. You had to literally put in the codes, right? The numbers in the controller, and that's how it would pick a play.
Yeah.
Marcus says the anniversary of the game is my birthday, January 6th. Paper was playing Snafu the other night. Super psyched when it was released. I do still want the PS5, but I don't think I'm going to get it, man. Yeah, the boot screen on the PS1.
Yeah.
Hey, Slang, what do you do for a living? I make apparel. I screen print and embroidery business. I've been screen printing for over 20 years. And I have a small shop here in Jersey, and that's what I do for a living. I make t-shirts, print t-shirts all day long. Nintendo Virtual Boy Vomit Simulator. Marcus says the Linux smart eyeglasses for VR gaming on the go. What do you think of VR gaming?
So I try to get into it, and I like it, and I respect where they're going with it. It just seemed like I would do it for like a couple hours, and then I would forget about it for a week.
Yeah.
So I never got into it the way some people do.
I've tried it. I had the PS4 version of it, and I enjoy it. The problem is certain games make you sick.
Ah, right? Okay.
So I was all into it. And a lot of them are a lot of fun, but then there's some games that just throw you off and make you sick. And once you get that feeling, it makes you not want to play it ever again. So I got sick playing the PS4 version of it, and I ended up selling it because I didn't want to play it after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes that would do it. First person shooters, do they give you any issues?
No, those do not.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I do love them. I'll be on Warzone usually on Saturday night.
That's right. You talking about Warzone? Yeah, so you're good.
We always play Warzone after the streams on Saturday night. Usually, again, the streams start around 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured I'd do it tonight, just a little bit after. Yeah. Tegel says, "Hey, Slang, do you got kids or a wife?" I got 3 dogs, if that counts as kids, and I am recently divorced, so no more wife. But we are still best friends. She's an awesome girl. You know, sometimes things just don't work out.
Yep.
Marcus says includes vomit bag special edition.
Oh, that's funny.
Paper Plate says, I think it would be fun if I didn't have vertigo. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Messes with you. Michael Pepper says, I remember playing games on my Mac where you'd end one disc and it will tell you to take out the disc and put it in the next one. 300 Hertz Warzone. Are you play PC gaming at all?
I do. Yeah. So normally I don't have time with work, so I do it over like a big break. So like during the Christmas break, I'll buy games and I'll do it. So right now I don't have any. And normally during that time, I'll try to do like a couple of horror type games, you know.
Yeah.
So for years, it was like the BioShock series I would pick up. Then it would be like the Fear series. And then I'd do some like Call of Duty or something like that.
I'm so hooked on. It's so hard for me to play anything else right now besides.
It's classic.
I do own like the sports games. I have Madden, of course. I have NBA 2K. I got golf. Golf is a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be buying MLB The Show now that it's on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
But I still go back to Call of Duty and Warzone all the time. That's what I want to play.
Hey, so you want to play?
Do
you prefer zombies? Like if you do a breakout session, do you prefer zombies or?
I used to. It's not the case anymore.
Okay. All right.
Now that and I used to be, the older Call of Duties, you could just go into a public match and play that way. I don't even want to do that anymore. I like
the single player. Oh, Warzone. Okay, gotcha. All right.
I like since Warzone has come out. That's all I want to play because I like the idea of a big map with 150 people.
And there's less camping and
yeah. You can move around and like come up with a strategy and work together as a team a little bit better in some of the faster paced games. I like that style of play.
Yeah.
Lou says, I played Resident Evil VR and loved it, threw in some robot mech game. And that's the thing. The robot mech games are the ones that I played this game where I was inside of like an armor suit and I was in space and I was able to jump around and kill aliens. And that's the game that got me sick. Disappointing. Sep says you gave a valiant effort against Peachy tonight. Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Losing by a point is I'm okay with that, but it also sucks really bad, right? Because it's just a point.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. Teco, you're asking a lot of questions, but I live in Jersey. Marcus says refresh rate is a mist for Warzone. People be sliding too much and jumping like frogs. Yeah. A lot of hackers in Warzone too, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else pumped for Battlefield 6?
Battlefield is good, but I never really got into them as much as Call of Duty. I always need to go back and give them more opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same. I'll try it every time it comes out. I couldn't say I'm pumped for it. I'll try it, but I do prefer Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Marcus says the new Left 4 Dead is going to be fun. Pre-orders are up. Yeah, we do got to check it out, but we're actually going to wrap the stream. I guess Tech King Mike's not coming.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Tech King Mike.
I don't know where he's at. But we are going to wrap it up here in a minute, guys, because I am actually going to play some Call of Duty and just enjoy the rest of my night before tomorrow's a busy day, even though it's Easter. Just a day of creating videos, man.
Yep.
How often do you stream? Is it just once a week?
It's just once a week, yeah. So, but I stream with the regular crew, like Tech King Mike and all of them during the week. But
Yeah, you're on like Friday night with LaShawn and everyone.
Yeah.
Those are always fun, man. I
Those are
love.
crazy.
I don't comment all the time, but you better believe I'm lurking because you guys. I'll just like leave it on in the background while I'm doing stuff. But it's definitely always a good time.
Yeah.
Tickle says Warzone is hard for me and my friends to get a win in. Yeah, you gotta. It's not easy to get a win, man. It can be done. It can be done though. Grav says Payday got picked up and Payday 3 is coming. I can't wait. So there's a lot of good games right now. But we're gonna wrap it up. Where can they find you, Barry?
Yeah, so they can just I actually have a custom URL now, so they can find me youtube.com/Barry Johnson, and on Twitter it's just B Johnson with underscores. So that's typically where I'm at.
Check out his content, guys. Again, he streams once a week on his channel. Check him out. Another great content creator. And Barry, thank you for being a fair judge tonight. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Again, I did mess with you last week, but it was just, poking around, having fun. I wasn't really worried about, the judges swaying one way or another, but I appreciate it. It was a good time. I'm sure I'll do it again eventually.
Yep.
Asen wants to know, are those status headphones you're rocking? No, these are the Sony XM4s that I am rocking right now. So no status headphones for me. But that's it, guys. We'll be back next Friday night on Slangcast, streaming around 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night next Saturday at the normal time. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back. Barry, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming through.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be back soon, guys. Peace.